Immortality versus integrity. What happens when you can't die? Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Immortal series, where we go beyond longevity hype to ask the deeper questions about what it truly means to live forever. In today's video, we're stepping into the shadow side of immortality. Not the promise of eternal youth or the luxury of infinite years, but the challenge of maintaining your human integrity in a reality where death has been delayed or denied altogether. Let's begin by reframing the popular fantasy. Immortality sounds like a blessing. You never age, you never lose your body. You outlive wars, plagues, recessions, revolutions. You gather wisdom, build legacy, and experience the entirety of human history firsthand. But what no one tells you is that forever is a long time, and human minds were never designed to hold infinite duration without consequence. Throughout history, every culture has had a relationship with death. In fact, death has shaped every system of meaning we've ever built: religion, art, family, purpose, time. We track our lives in chapters precisely because we know it ends. Mortality gives context. Scarcity gives value. So what happens when that core structure collapses? Imagine living to 300, 500, 1,000 years. Your friends die. Your culture changes. The world updates, then updates again. You become a living relic, misunderstood, alienated, disconnected. This isn't theory. It's already being studied. In gerontology, a growing concern among longevity scientists is something called psychological fatigue, a loss of desire, motivation, or meaning as lifespan outpaces emotional adaptation. The brain ages differently than the body. Even if we perfect cellular regeneration, gene therapy, or organ cloning, the emotional system remains tethered to patterns built over decades. Without challenge, without transition, without the natural closure of death, many risk falling into existential apathy, not depression. Dissociation. Let's take a look at what the tech world is actually building. Companies like Altos Labs, Calico, and Unity Biotechnology aren't just chasing longer lives, they're chasing optimized ones. Their goal is to slow aging at the cellular level, eliminate age-related diseases, and extend vitality into triple-digit territory. Billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Peter Thiel are investing billions into reversing aging, reprogramming cells, and achieving biological escape velocity, a point where for every year you live, medical science advances enough to extend your life even further. Sounds like a miracle, right? But here's the issue. Where is the finish line? If you can always extend life a little longer, when do you stop? When do you let go? The idea of natural death becomes foreign, almost irresponsible. Why die if you don't have to? Why grieve if you can fix it? And this is where the moral cost begins. Because death isn't just biological, it's spiritual. In many traditions, death is how the soul transitions, recycles, and integrates. It's the pause before rebirth. It's the release of attachments, karmic lessons, and identity. But if the body refuses to let go, what happens to the soul? Do we trap consciousness in a loop? Do we delay its evolution for the sake of physical continuity? This brings us to the concept of immortality versus integrity. Integrity means wholeness, coherence, alignment. It's not just about preserving function, it's about preserving purpose. If you live forever but forget why you're living, have you truly gained anything? Let's break this down further with a thought experiment. Say you reach the age of 250. You've transferred your memories, updated your cells, swapped out a few organs, maybe even upgraded to a cybernetic interface. But you're still you. Now imagine this continues, century after century. Language changes, culture evolves. Your great-great-great-grandchildren are synthetic human hybrids. They speak in ways you don't understand. They think in timelines that don't make sense to you. Your references are outdated. Your emotions are no longer relevant. Your values, obsolete. You may still be alive, but do you still belong? In immortality studies, this is called cultural dislocation, the gradual erosion of identity due to the widening gap between the immortal and the evolving. Eventually, the immortal becomes invisible, irrelevant, or isolated. This isn't a punishment. It's a side effect of outlasting your time. Now imagine that immortality is not optional. What if, in the near future, death becomes illegal? Sounds dystopian, right? But it's not far-fetched. If society invests enough into life extension, through biotech, nanotech, or consciousness uploading, it may reach a point where choosing death is seen as wasteful, irrational, even criminal. There may be contracts, binding individuals to corporations in exchange for immortality tech. There may be clauses that restrict you from opting out. This raises a haunting question. What if you want to die, but can't? This isn't science fiction. It's an ethical scenario now appearing in AI philosophy, posthumanist theory, and legal discourse. If you're uploaded into a digital format, stored on a server, or locked into a corporate-owned synthetic body, what happens if you change your mind? Can you delete yourself? Do you even own your consciousness anymore? Immortality, without freedom, is not a gift. It's a prison. This is why we must discuss the spiritual implications openly. Because humanity is sprinting toward a future of indefinite lifespan. But we are not discussing the burden of indefinite identity. The soul, if ignored, does not disappear. It deteriorates. Now let's talk about meaning. If every relationship can last forever, do we ever let go? If every mistake can be undone, do we still learn? If there's no consequence to failure, does success mean anything? The most powerful lessons of life come from finality. From choosing what to keep, what to release, who to forgive, when to love, and when to let go. These lessons come from the awareness of an end. Take that end away, and we risk losing the lessons entirely. This is why some spiritual leaders, even those interested in biotechnology, warn against immortality at all costs. The body may regenerate, but the soul may stagnate. Evolution is not just about expansion, it's about completion. And yet, we're not here to reject longevity. We're here to ask, can you live forever without losing your integrity? The answer lies in how we define immortality. If it means staying in the same form forever, we risk decay of meaning. But if it means continuing evolution in alignment with purpose, we may discover a new kind of timelessness. One rooted not in denial of death, but in mastery of life. This brings us to a term that should be part of every longevity discussion: free not. A term you'll hear often here, which means spiritual self-possession, sovereignty, and informed consent at every level of evolution. Free not means you choose how long to stay, what form to take, when to release. No corporation, no code, no government owns your timeline. Because true immortality is not endless time. It's timeless truth. It's the ability to extend your existence without abandoning your essence, to stretch the chapters of your life without deleting the meaning of your story. It's about walking forward with memory, with awareness, with humility. If we don't center free not, we risk building a world where bodies last forever, but souls fall asleep inside them. In the next and final video in this series, we'll ask the ultimate question: do you even want to live forever? Not because it's possible, but because it's about to be offered to you. And when it is, how will you choose? Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing. And no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.